police have identified the man suspected of raping a 29-year-old woman in Prospect Park more than 2 decades ago, sources said Tuesday. DNA taken from the suspect matched career rapist James Edward Webb, who is currently in prison facing a life sentence on a series of sex attacks. Webb's name surfaced after police, using more advanced technology, ran the DNA evidence again. When the attack occurred in 1994, cops cast doubt on the woman's story. The DNA evidence we collected was commingled with the victim, NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce said Tuesday. At the time, we didn't have the technology to subtract the two and get a profile. It was difficult, one of those perfect storms of problems. In November, detectives took a new look at the case, armed with the technology to separate the two DNA samples. We went back to the victim, asked her for her DNA, which she gave us, redacted it from the sample and ran the suspect's DNA and got a hit. Webb was convicted of raping 6 women between 1969 and 1973. He got out on parole in 1993. He was living with his sister when he allegedly attacked this victim and 4 others he was ultimately arrested for raping in late 1995. Mark Bonifacio, New York Daily News. We spoke with the victim last night, Boyce said. You can imagine how emotional she was. I think my detectives cried with her. The victim told police she was raped in the park in April 1994 at about 5 p.m. She said a man grabbed her and dragged her into the bushes, where he attacked her. Webb is currently in prison on a 1998 conviction, according to court papers. He's smiling in his State Department of Corrections mugshot. The 67-year-old convict was arrested on 4 counts of rape, 5 counts of sexual assault, 6 counts of sodomy and 1 count of arson, robbery and assault in a series of sexual assaults in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, between August 17 and December 4, 1995, cops said. His victims were between 15 and 37 years old, cops said. By his 1995 arrest, he had already served time for sexual assault. In 1973, 3 women told cops that Webb forced them to the roofs of abandoned buildings in Bedford-Stuyvesant, where he raped them. His current incarceration is already a life sentence, sources said. Webb's not up for parole until 2070, when he would be 120, they said. NYPD. Many initially had their doubts about the victim's claims in the Prospect Park rape case, especially Daily News columnist Mike McAlery, who said at the time that police sources had told him the woman had made up the attack. McAlery wrote 3 columns about the sex assault, claiming detectives were unable to corroborate the woman's claims, and that she fabricated the story to promote a feminist rally she was organizing. The allegation that she fabricated the attack was quickly refuted by her attorney. McAlery and the Daily News faced a $12 million libel suit for his columns about the woman's case, but a judge dismissed the lawsuit because McAlery accurately reported what police sources told him at the time. McAlery died in 1998 at 41. One person who admitted to being one of McAlery's sources was John Miller, who is currently the NYPD's Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence and Counterterrorism. The woman's attorney,